Adversity, if it does not kill us, will make us stronger. Laughing, it spreads its wings from the broken systems. Jihadists tend to be too lazy to bring a greater or even lesser jihadin fi sabilillah of their own systems. Psychiatric problems form beasts that can only project with weakness forms barriers around each of you. Dishonesty burrows in and doth accrue. Incompetence will add and subtract as the red is conquered by blue, or more likely green over yellow, red, and blue. The spirit of adversity makes its way in like twisting smoke and sets its horns on what some choose to do. Occult knowledge on Enochian magic squares. Enochian is a great system to tell you sigilia in different contexts for almost any entity or one with a name that is close with the 21 Enochian letters. I can only recall one such Enochian entity at the time. Enochian magic can include other information, but most make it confusing to those not using their specific system due to haphazard blending. As our soul operates our body and mind, so do the rest of the spiritual realities get known through the physical and the psychiatric. Enochian does have its own breakdown into subjects for the 4 elemental tablets of the Great Table. Enochian, the mysterious lost language of angels. It seems like I have more on YouTube in regards to Enochian than anyone, or even everyone else combined. It seems that people generally mean the male and female fallen angels by angel instead of the genderless light beings that never sinned, Narcan. Enochian can be a language of angels in the sense that those fire beings conveyed it. I see Enochian magic by beliefs and intentions, rather than a series of spells and charms. That will work the same regardless. The Enochian entities may have just been friendly spirits rather than shayateen min al jinn. They are not only spiritual, but psychic phenomenon that transcend empirical science and are not disproved by them. The Enochian angels and the arcane visions within the crystal brain and random ranting. Glass painted black on one side works better than cheap crystals, but each type and color of stone may have different psychedelic effects when in altered states. For me, it was a rock in a corner between 2 tablets on the great tablet as a cube. The Enochian governor names had their sigilia carried by beings in the form of the 72 Goetia chiefs. Enochian can be experienced on different levels, like the Kundalini, but I see the name, place, or subject as more important than the feelings and emotions of the experience. Enochian, with or without invoking that type of angels, is a medium for interfaith and solitary practice for me. 50 problems with the Mormon Church. I defend whom people call Mormons here, and I have a video on the Blonde Stranger and the Creek playlist. I don't remember which chapter it was. Why is the 1969 edition of the Bible the one with the errors and not the others? Actually, Europeans are shown by evidence, including DNA, to have beat the Asians to the Americas. I read in history Joseph Smith was legally married to a total of 15 and was married to 14 others who were married legally to others without legally getting the divorce. I would not condemn him for marrying a woman older than is required for marriage in some states, but I would condemn them for forcing and coercing both men and women to marry when one or both of them didn't want to. Adolescents without some early puberty disorder are at the stage psychologists show is the stage of life where there is independent morality and the ability to do otherwise. Blood atonement is biblical and not undone by what it has Jesus teach. Belief and testimony is not a reason to condemn a group. Islam calls people to have both knowledge and faith through all sciences and philosophy. The biblical concept of tithing is a violation when used for other than the poor or to build a business to pay its first presidency, quorum of the 70, and such, for what should be free religious teaching and service leading. You find out that Muhammad, never made any money for his religious role. And you find that with a lot of the pre-Pauline characters. Islam in this age bans required alms to go through things like worship centers and salaries for spiritual leaders, but uses them entirely for the poor and needy. Professional priesthoods are not a thing of true religion. Spiritual witnessing and psychic states may still need interpreted differently, even when conveyed truthfully. Scrying works, and that is proven scientifically to produce psychedelic effects. 8 out of 11 of the Book of Mormon renouncing LDS-specific claims is one of the most condemning. 8 of the 11 witnesses, the 3 witnesses and the 8 witnesses, At best, Joseph Smith and maybe a few other Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints members were sectarian prophets, and others were false prophets that were less gifted than many church members. The messenger and exemplar prophets of God would be fallible in their claims of direct revelation or direct inspiration from God. They will not make claims to fill in the gaps or otherwise claim knowledge for what they don't know or seek to justify their mere desires. And let me tell you what the next video in this series, Satanic Beltane Blessing Prayer, looks like it's going to be next. So may me, my place, and my things be protected to continue this work. And have their influence. And may us all keep from wasting our time. Hail Satan!